Another year, another Madden. Of course, a number of tweaks to the game have been made per usual, but this time with Madden NFL 27, EA is giving Switch 2 owners some new features when it comes to visuals, namely the ability to choose between two graphics settings. Visual Pro for better graphics, and Performance Pro for gameplay that can reach 60 frames per second. Now, just how well does this work? And is the Switch 2 version a viable option if you're looking for some gridiron action? Danny from the Famicast here. As always, you can check out this review in written form over on our website, famicast.com. Now, today, though, we're taking a deep look at EA Sports Madden NFL 27 on the Nintendo Switch 2, looking at visuals, modes, online connectivity, and more. Let's get into it. Gameplay in Madden 27 remains largely unchanged year over year, but it's still very solid. Offense feels good, as does the defense, though the kick meter might take some getting used to if you're using the standard options here. I think the run game felt pretty good, and it's pretty rewarding when you punch a hole through and make your way into the secondary. You know, the AI might be kind of dopey sometimes, but overall, playing the game on both sides of the ball is pretty fun. Now, one new addition to the game this year is the tush push, which can be used by select teams. Now, if selected, this will bring up this horizontal meter, like on the screen, with the moving cursor. Now, if you snap the ball when the cursor is near the center, like the green section, you'll have a higher probability of converting the play. Of course, this is a very situational kind of play, so it's not something that you'll be using a whole lot, but I'm really glad that it's included this year. The Switch 2 version of Madden 27 features all the modes found in the game on other platforms. Of course, you have Ultimate Team, Franchise, Superstar, Online Head-to-Head, Quick Play, Practice Mode, and then the other options down at the bottom. Now, I've said this in many of my sports reviews, but I'm not really a huge fan of modes like Ultimate Team, Team with Cards, Team building up your own teams, and stuff like that. I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, hey, it's here. Honestly, I think it's a bit predatory, but hey. Anyways, that type of mode's here if you want to play that. Just as with past iterations of the game, several of the modes in Madden 27 require online connectivity. Now, this is relegated to Ultimate Team, Superstar, and online connected franchises. Now, if you're looking to play the game offline, you can still do this with Franchise, Quick Play, Training, and stuff like that. Basically, modes that offer gameplay with others online, obviously, or have some kind of purchasable doodads. This prevents the game from being played offline. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll go over this stuff when we get into the other modes tier 2. Online head-to-head matchups are also included in the Switch 2 version of Madden 27. Now, unlike the game on other platforms, the Switch 2 version does not allow for cross-platform play, so you'll be limited to playing against others on the Switch 2. I'm usually not one for competitive online play, but I took it for a spin here. One particular game I played was horrendous and was plagued with some abysmal input lag of like 5 seconds or more at times. That made it almost impossible to play. I mean, granted, I was in a really spotty room in my house with really weak Wi-Fi, so I can understand that. That's probably a me problem there. But I tried the game out in another room with, a stronger signal, and with that, issues were minimal, though the timing for the kicking, I think, is very touchy when playing online. This is the same last year as well. Yeah, but I mean, overall, I think things work okay here, but it's going to really depend on connectivity, the connectivity of you and the person that you're playing against. And if you're solely looking to play online competitively on the Switch 2, I think you're going to be disappointed here. You're probably looking to play the game on the wrong platform. Just like in years past, Franchise is one of the deepest modes that Madden has to offer. You can control as much about your team of choice as you like, including roster moves, signings, your coaching staff, and more here. Now, also new for this year is what's called the Coach Mode, which lets you call the plays as well as do adjustments pre-snap and stuff like that. And then you let the players, like as the CPU, do their thing. I'm more into controlling the action myself, but those of you out there that are looking to live out your dreams as an NFL coach, you can try that out. Now, additionally, if you don't want to play full games here, you can always opt to go to like key moments. You can do offense only or defense only. As a note here too, online connected franchises are also an option here, but if you're looking to play on your own, a completely offline option is also available. Now, Superstar mode is back in Madden 27, allowing you to create a player and build your legacy in the NFL. You'll start by working your way into the NFL Combine, the draft, and then try your best to earn a starting spot on the roster. You'll also interact with the media, coaches, your agent, and more throughout the experience. Now, these interactions and your play on the field build up relationships with people in what's called your sphere of influence. You'll need to basically work on these to get brand sponsorships, build trust with your coaches, and more. And just as with the mode last year, you can also play online against others if you like, though this is something that really doesn't interest me. I think you're maybe seeing a trend here with me, but outside of the online multiplayer stuff, you can simply just enjoy this mode by yourself if you like. However, the addition of purchasable equipment has been thrown into the mix here as well. Personally, I don't care about tricking out my players in some crazy helmet or shoes, so I just ignore this aspect of the game. Now, at the same time, things like, in addition to the online play component here, make it so this mode can only be played while connected online. For those of us looking for a single player experience, what's on offer is pretty cool, but restricting it to online only will obviously prevent you from being able to play this mode on the go or when you simply don't have access to the internet. I think that's stupid and I don't like it, but I understand it. To put things quite simply here, I think the modes available in Madden 27 don't really differ too much from what was found in last year's game. I mean, sure, some slight tweaks have been made here and there, but nothing that really stands out as something that you need to try out if you're a Madden fan. Now, even with that said and done, what's on offer is still solid and fun, so be sure to keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to visuals, audio, performance, and stuff like that, I really didn't have high hopes going in, but, honestly, EA surprised me with this in Madden 27. As many of you know, Madden 26 and the Switch 2 last year started out in a bit of a rough state with frame rate issues plaguing the game. Well, EA tackled those with Madden 26 to an extent, but I think they've gone even further here in Madden 27. I think the game looks great and can perform at also near 60 frames per second without sacrificing much visual detail. The Switch 2 version this year offers also two graphics modes, the Visual Pro for kind of sharper looking graphics, and Performance mode that focuses on delivering the game at 60 frames per second. I spent the majority of my time playing in Performance mode, and most of the footage that you would have seen throughout this review was captured in that mode as well, and I was pretty happy with the frame rate and visuals there. Now, the Visual Pro mode also offers slightly better visuals, but the frame rate suffers from it. Honestly, at a quick glance, I think you'll be hard-pressed to notice a difference visually, which is why I kind of stuck with the performance mode. Yeah, but I mean, this, like I said, the biggest difference between the two modes is the frame rate. You have a little bit more detail in the Visual Pro mode, but it wasn't enough for me to do that. I think one of the only other drawbacks that I found in the game is that, generally speaking, the game has somewhat of a grainy look on the Switch 2. Now, if you can overlook this, I think you'll have a good time with the game. Handheld mode is admirable here, but still doesn't see the same stability with the performance that you'll find while playing in docked mode. Now, with that being said, the game still runs better than it did last year, and runs probably somewhere between 40 to 50 frames per second. Sometimes it seems like it might get up around 60, but yeah, obviously Visual Pro and handheld will kick that down a little bit, or at least I thought so. I kind of just kicked it on when I was just playing just for capture, and it almost seemed to be playing identically. So I'm not too sure what was going on there. But anyways, it runs fine like on handheld, and I was actually having a good time playing the game on there. Now, outside of the graphics modes and stuff like that, I think the broadcast elements, including the three commentary teams, they're all great. I'm still not a huge fan of Kate Scott and Brock Heward, but the duos of Mike Tirico and Greg Olson and Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis are awesome. The halftime shows are also here as well, and while not perfect, I think EA did a pretty good job with these. Dynamic weather is also included in the game this year, which is great in concept, but unfortunately when I tried it out, it seemed to be a bit busted. Now, the idea here is really cool. So let's say you start up a game with, you turn on dynamic snow. Ideally, the conditions will change throughout the game. So maybe you'll start out with flurries and then continuing on and with heavy, more accumulating snow throughout the game. Now, in my experience playing the game up until right now, this resulted in cloudy games with no precipitation at all. Now, either it's a bug or the game is dynamically not allowing for precipitation, but I kind of doubt that. Now, hopefully this is something that can be addressed later in a patch. Madden NFL 27 on the Nintendo Switch 2 is a good version of a game that offers sharp visuals, consistent performance, great gameplay, and fun modes. Now, if you're coming to the title from Madden 26 on the Switch 2, now outside of the enhanced, smoother frame rate, there's really not too much here to be excited about in terms of modes. I mean, sure, the halftime shows, the idea of dynamic weather, and the coach mode and franchise, I think these are all great ideas, but I think it's still going to be a hard sell for some of you guys out there. Now, if you held off last year, or you just want your yearly fix of American football on Nintendo's platform, I think Madden 27 on the Switch 2 is a competent version of the game that you should consider, perhaps on a sale if you're not completely sold. My final score for Madden NFL 27 on the Nintendo Switch 2, 8 out of 10. But let's turn things over to you guys. Are you enjoying Madden on the Switch 2? Do you plan on picking it up on a sale, or have you already picked it up? Who's your favorite cover star for the game? Being a Bears fan, I was really happy to see Caleb Williams getting some love this year. I guess maybe in 2009 on like a Spanish language version, there was like a Bears guard as a cover athlete. And then, there was Brian Urlacher on like NFL 2K3. But yeah, it was cool to see some Bears love here. But yeah, let me know any and all comments down below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Now, as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you like what you see here, please feel free to drop this one a like. And if you feel that we've earned it, consider dropping us a sub here. And if you want to take things a step further, consider supporting us over on Patreon, where your contributions will get you access to over 100 exclusive podcasts, ad-free videos, and more. Of course, you can check us out for free over on our website, famicast.com, or on our YouTube channel for our bi-weekly live podcast, reviews, looks at games like this, and a whole lot more. Again, this is Danny from the Famicast. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his second touchdown here in this first half.